Hello, I am basically doing like ASMR, but not really. I've been really wanting to do ASMR, but because my camera, I have to set it up so far away in order to make it look presentable. But like ASMR, as an avid ASMR video watcher, I like the ones that are mostly on filmed by iPhones, filmed by iPhones, but I have no storage, or the camera's like really up close and like the person, the ASMR is like right there. Okay, I don't look presentable, but who cares? I'm literally wearing my PJs. It's late at night. It is 2:38. I also have to whisper because everyone's sleeping. This is my little rant for today. I'm trying not to edit that much. I'm trying to just say what I need to say, but as coherently possible without like so many edits. I'm not going to take too long because I speak too much. I really do. But anyways, let's start with my thoughts. Lately I've been feeling a lot of things. I spoke to my sister. I like speaking to my sister. She's the one person that keeps me grounded. And like how my sister is like literally the only person that keeps me sane, in regards that we have like the same mentality and we have the same thoughts, but we react differently, as we said. But anyways, speaking to her makes me feel more at tune with my surroundings. But also like first I need to establish myself, my thoughts, and then, you know, I'm a pretty stubborn person, so you can't really change my thoughts. You might influence it a little bit, but like otherwise it'll just kind of stay the same. Unless like I later on figure out that like, you know what, Brittany, actually you should change that mindset, and then it changes, and then my brain is like, yeah, you were wrong for that, so move on. But anyways, I don't think I might contradict myself quite often, or kind of flip-flop between like different opinions. I think I previously said that I'm going to explain myself because I like explaining what I do. Like I want to explain why I do the things that I do. I changed my mind. I actually don't want to expose myself and explain every single thing that I do. I actually just want you to figure that out. I will tell you a lot about my personality, and that's honestly it. Sometimes I don't need to explain my jokes, and I'm not a funny person. I'm a very sarcastic person. I also don't catch up on things. Like I don't pick up things that easily. And I'm not witty, but I love witty humor, and I love people who are witty and who are smart with their jokes. Sometimes I like goofy jokes and absurd jokes, but like I'm gonna jump around a lot of thoughts, so keep up with thought, right? There was not a lot of female comedians, and even if there were not like the biggest, and I'm also not into like comedy, like in the sphere of like comedians. I'm not really in the sphere of anything like completely, so you could tell me a name and I won't know who you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know who that man is. I love Keke Palmer. Bear with me. I also don't. Oh my god, I have so much to say. I'm so bad. Like, I love references. As I said, I love people who are witty, and I also love people who bring up references. But I'm so bad at bringing up references because I just can't remember. I don't have good memory. To be witty, you have to be smart. And to be smart, sometimes you have to have good memory. And you know what? I don't have good memory. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, about how like a lot of women, like although I had a lot of female friends and a lot of female influence in my life, I don't know why that thought of like, oh, women aren't as funny as men, and like all I surrounded myself with was women and like a lot of gay people, and I don't know why that thought never changed until like now. I just always watched guys that were goofy. Guys being goofy equates them being supremely funny. I don't know why. And then I was thinking, I was like, wow, a lot of women, like sometimes women can't be goofy, and a lot of, because like maybe I'm wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm learning as I go. I'm 22, almost 23. I should have been. I'm changing my mindset. I'm thinking back of like how I grew up with a lot of male entertainers, which could be in YouTube, which could be K-pop idols, which could be like actors. Like guys being goofy made me laugh so much. And now I was like, you know what? The reason why a lot of women can't be goofy is because women being goofy is not looked upon as like a good thing. I don't know why. Like, not a good thing, but like it's like as in like it's not, you're not pretty when you're goofy. You're not cute when you're goofy. You're not like, it's the male, what is it called? The male gaze of like women can't be goofy. You have to be smart, or you have to be cute, or you have to be romantic. You have to be hot. You have to be this or that, but you can't be goofy because it just looks weird. And then I was like looking back, and I saw this like freaking girl, this TikTok, her dressed up as a Smurf, just going like, her being goofy around the freaking mercado. She was out there just being goofy, and you know what? She's like, and she was just being funny. It was so hilariously funny, and I knew that like she wasn't gonna create chaos. She wasn't gonna like harass people. She was just there being goofy. And I know damn well if like another guy did it, a guy doing it, but then it's not all but some. You know what I mean? I've been around funny women, and I also watch funny women like Drew Afualo, her wittiness to it, and I was like, I just don't give them credit as much as I do with men. And you know what? It ends today. Women can be goofy. There you go. Moving on to the next topic. Oh, my previous video of me kind of spiraling with like being indigenous. I know I'm not the perfect person. I know I'm kind of like in the whim of like, I don't know what the heck I am. And sometimes that's okay. Because although I look to some, well, I am a white passing Latina, and I have lighter skin, and I acknowledge that. I've known that since I started working in the work field. I told this to my family member. I was like, working and having a mask on and being in Florida, people, POC people, or people that are darker than me, thinking for a second that I could possibly be racist, because of the color of my skin, like, is a thing that you have to acknowledge that, like, as a person that's white or white passing, you need to know your place. You need to know that, like, at any time and moment, you don't need to prove what you need to prove. And I never had to prove anything. I honestly just took it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not that, but go on, I guess. Like, I don't really know what to say in that regard. And I was also working, so, and it happened one time. It made me kind of consider, like, okay, I have a stance in this state, and I need to acknowledge my privilege and who I am in this society. Because honestly, because I was in a darker, I was a darker complexion throughout my younger years, like probably before 10th grade, or tan skin, we'll say tan skin, and I knew how people looked at me. I knew how people made me feel. I knew how people kind of fetishized Hispanic women, thinking that I'm Mexican, because everyone thought that every Hispanic people were Mexican. If I mentioned I'm Ecuadorian to someone in Florida back then, they'll be like, huh? Like, what's that? I was like, you know Colombia? No. You know Brazil? No. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know Brazil. Yeah, I'm right next to it. Dumbass. Those are a couple examples, but my struggle with, like, I knew how people perceive me while being tan, and I know how people perceive me while being a lighter color. So, again, with, like, going back to what I was saying, I don't know where I stand. I have family members, like my grandmother, my mom, my great-grandmother, and like people before her that have indigenous backgrounds. And then I have my other side. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I honestly don't care. And I feel like I want to appreciate things and I want to learn it, but I feel like in the time being, I will never, or maybe I don't know. I don't feel like I fit in any place, even though I can appreciate it for so much in like indigenous cultures, and Ecuadorian cultures, and I would like to learn about it, but participate, I don't think that's something I can do at the moment, since I don't know how to make it feel truthful. When I was younger and I had to entertain myself because I couldn't go outside as often, I would be locked up, kuching, in my house. I would have to make up, scenarios. I had to make up like I wasn't a grown adult playing, having lockers, playing like real life, because I couldn't do that at school. You know what my teacher told me? And that till this day, I am stubborn and I would rather, what is it called? Go against the grain. He told me, because he saw me playing by myself. Actually, I was staring beyond the playground, and I saw a bunch of guys that were playing basketball and I wanted to play with them. I couldn't do that because the girls weren't playing with the guys yet. They were playing house. One thing I never did when I was younger, when I hated having babies as dolls, I didn't want to play house anymore. I wanted to play like a teenager, like a grown adult. But he told me, he was like, Brittany, could you come here? And he was sitting down. And I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God. Yes. And he was like, why don't you go play? Why aren't you playing with the other girls? And I was like, I actually was like this. I was like, he was a male teacher, and one thing I do tell you, that I hated male teachers. I really was scared of this. I have so much stories about this male teacher. Not so much, but no shame anyways. We need teachers, and we need male teachers. But moving on. And I was like, I don't know. When I look back, I saw them playing house, because they were down below the playground and I was up above the playground looking beyond into the basketball court. And he was like, go play with the girls now. Like, who are you to tell me that? If I wanted to go play with them, I would have gone play. I'm lying. I wouldn't have done that. Apparently my little self went back and I went to go ask if I could play house with them, or if I could play with them. And they were like, yeah. And one of the girls was a dog, and someone was the dad, and I was the baby back then. So anyways, this made me feel like an anime character. Anyways, I'm almost done. Espérate un momentito. the misa is almost done. Okay, we gotta remember our forthcomings. Oh, I wrote this poem. I'm not saying, because I don't know how to read poetically, so I'm honestly reading it in my mind, but I'm not reading it like in a really poetic way. I'm just kind of imagining someone that does read poetically reading my poem. So that's what I wrote, and it's honestly me being okay, and that's okay. Me saying that's okay while looking like this, wearing my anime sweater, and this is one of my journals. This reminds me of like Bretman. These are something that I wrote in my notepads. These are just thoughts. You can count it as journaling. So since I've been feeling a lot lately and not sure what exactly, everything seems ritual but not a whole circle, I try to calm myself down by envisioning the sea, the snow, the made up show. Okay. It's almost a month of me eating meat. Oh, and I feel no difference, just guilt. Thankfully, my health is good. After not eating meat for a decade, I don't know about meat. There's flavors to each part of a cow. Oh, wait. My friend Gabby. She called me hot. Didn't I just say that? I said I was like, I want woman validation. And I just got it. Thank you. Do you see my little knickknacks? I want more knickknacks. But I'm not I'm a minimalist. I'm a minimalist. So I don't want to like too much, but a little bit. Oh yeah, I still feel guilty. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's still guilt in me. I do not eat pork, so I don't want to eat pork. Honestly, it makes me feel. I don't think I'm ready there yet. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not you. It's me. But due to health reasons, kind of have to. So I think I concluded that feeling depressed and anxious makes me feel more alive than being. I don't know who wrote that though. I don't know who wrote that. I think I've concluded that feeling depressed and anxious makes me feel more alive than being stable. Sometimes I don't understand what I write in some of these things, and then I'm like, I go back and I'm like, what is she even feeling? I don't know who that girl is. That controversial to say? I don't know how anyone doesn't talk to themselves. You know that feeling when you're like sick and you're like, damn, I don't know how it feels to be normal. Like breathing out of your nose, or not coughing every 30 seconds. Like sometimes I feel like I'm being suffocated by my own body. As I concluded, hopefully you can see that. I'm making an animation. Not an animation, but I'm basically practicing doing 2D animation. And has it been going good? No, I'm about to start it all over. I'm gonna start all over. Test me. That thing is gonna be deleted. That's what I'm defeating my brain right now. Like I'm really trying to fight my brain from deleting the whole thing and starting all over, but never starting it again. I will never give up. Cause I tried doing an animation, and by meaning like I'm learning is going on YouTube and working on Blender. I tried it back in 2022, gave up on it. I might go back to it, but I'm starting another thing because it was so difficult, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I follow everything, every little thing, but something does go wrong, and I am blaming it on my computer. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel. One in the park as well, with candy canes and silver lights aglow. Some from ATs just started singing Christmas songs on my For You page, and I was like, oh my god, it is Christmas time, and I don't feel the Christmas feeling at all due to the elections. I don't feel like holiday spirity like at the moment, but I will once I buy my Nintendo. No one can stop me. I have adult money. I want to buy it. Yes. I want a Nintendo, and I know I'm late to the game. Who was the guy that he was at a ceremony, and all of a sudden he just blew his he was sitting on his Nintendo DS, pulled that sucker out, and started playing. For the one moment, I'm not a gamer at all. I could not have attention span for it. But for the one moment that I want to play it, I do want a Nintendo. I do. I'm going berserk right now. Oh, here I go again, another tangent. I've always wanted to be HOTT. HOT. If my glasses are crooked, no, they're not. No, they are not. Stop lying to me. Please be nice to me. I will be nice to you. I am here for the girls. Them, theys. I'm here for you. I'm honestly, I don't know what I was talking about. What was I saying? Sarayos, I don't know. I'm a queer woman. So, but I'm mainly looking for women validation. And they, them. So, honestly, I would like to be HOTTO. Wait. HOTTO. I don't know G-O. I always feel like I'm intimidating looking, but at the same time, like, who the frick knows? I find myself very attractive. I want other people to find me attractive. And by other people, I mean women. Because in K-pop, when women like you, they go hard. Honestly, these, what are they called? The women that don't have bitches. Sasaengs. Okay, there you go. The sasaengs are literally touching, getting physical. Guess what, bitch? Watch your back. Because best believe the best bodyguards are US stands. These sasaengs are going from Korea to the US. They're going from Korea to the US to do harassing. They're harassing. Anyways, OT7. 7, y'all don't even know. Oh my god. I saw my American YouTubers talk about this. It has reached dumb bitches. Anyways, K stands and US stands, they ride hard. And you know what? I want them on my side, as in, like, they're attracted to me. I am willing to do anything.